Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to All About Healing, and I'm your host, Emily Francis. And I have to say, we just had Dr. Ryan Cedermark on the show, and he's amazing. And I love these amazing people because I would like to think of him as sort of a jewel, a little hidden jewel of treasure that happens to be local to me in Atlanta, Georgia, and people that have been suffering from concussions or brain-related issues. The Neuro Life Institute might be the place for you. And if not, certainly you know somebody that needs them. And I love these little jewels, these little secret, precious healing jewels that maybe the world doesn't know about yet, but should. And I love those people. Anyway, so I want to talk to you before we jump into today's subject. Tomorrow I leave for INATS, which is the International New Age Trade Show. It's my favorite place to go because it's my people. It's a whole huge vast auditorium of all of my people, all the people that write books and put themselves out there and are really interested in healing and alternative healing and just really being open-minded to different aspects, not just for the body, but for every part of your life. And I'm so excited to go. And I'll be posting videos on my Instagram and my Facebook and just keeping you guys abreast of what all I'm doing over there, and you can come with me. Today I want to talk about what Dr. Ryan Cedermark was talking about, which is the miraculous, amazing possibilities of healing. And I know that I keep saying this, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you guys, miracles exist, and they are everywhere in the world. And you are completely and perfectly entitled to your miracle. And all it takes, really and truly, is going deep inside for a moment, or several moments, and asking the right questions and asking for guidance from your higher self, from your spiritual self, and ask who to find. And when you start to listen to people that bring up different names, like today I brought up Dr. Ryan Cedermark, there's somebody listening today whose life is going to be changed because I talked about him, and you just so happen to tune in just today. You might not have ever listened to me, you don't know who I am, and somehow you stumbled upon this and boom, I just handed you that little piece of information that will change your life. And I love those humble people in the healing service that understand that they are not the only ones doing the healing and that it's a team effort, and it's certainly not just from here in your physical body. So I want to talk about the miracles of healing, but I also want to talk about your different bodies. You have your physical body, and that is where curing takes place. It's not real healing, it's curing. You can cure the body, right? The body cures in the physical form, but the body heals in spiritual form. So you want to have all of your different bodies coming together into balance, which is your physical self, your aura, your energy body, your spiritual body, and your emotional body. And all of those things, they matter. They matter so much. So I want you to never neglect one part of those. Your emotional body is important. And I talk about that all the time because I believe that your emotions are not just stored in your mind, but in your muscles and in your body, in the tissues of your body. And your whole body will tell your story. And it's time that we all start learning how to listen to our bodies and go deeper and wider with the possibilities that really are out in the world, because they are there. So we think about these miracles, or gosh, right now, especially with so much suicide going on right now, and not just suicide, but depression, so much being lost at sea and feeling like nobody's there to give you a life jacket, and you're just out there by yourself and you're flailing. And I don't want you to feel like you're by yourself, because not ever are you alone. Not ever are you alone. You can reach out, and there are people that will help you and guide you to the people that can help you to heal. But you have to be willing to be part of the process. So I mean that in every way, whether that's your emotional health, your mental health, your clarity, your physical health. There are people all over the world that can help you to become your best self. But at the end of the day, do you want to be? Do you want to be better? Do you want to feel better? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be happy? Because it all actually, no matter who you go to, I could go to the greatest miracle worker in the entire world. But if I am not willing to let myself heal, if I'm not willing to let myself truly experience joy and happiness, if I'm not going to let myself really go for it or have success, then it doesn't matter who you find. It doesn't matter where you go. You have to be able to give yourself permission to heal. And I just want to be your permission slip today, because changing that connection in your mind of thoughts of not allowing yourself to be happy and to be free is really what the problem is. And that I don't know how to actually make you do that except to say that it is entirely possible, but it does start with you, and you can change your whole life. I did. I changed my whole life. I really did go through hell for a lot of years with my anxiety and my panic. I barely left my house. I was so dysfunctional, and everything I thought was upside down, really. I mean, if I would have known that I wasn't dying all the time, because I felt like I was unhealthy all the time, and I felt like I was fragile. But I wasn't. I was actually perfectly healthy. But because of the way that my mind played tricks on me, I wound up, I remember going to a doctor and getting on an inhaler. I'm not asthmatic. And I had like bronchitis. I was getting a lot of upper respiratory infections from feeling so depressed and feeling so sad and feeling so alone and helpless. And when you feel those ways, the lungs are what guides emotion of sadness. So a lot of times those respiratory infections, they mean something, and they mean something more than what you're looking at. So, you have to pay attention to your body and what it's telling you in the sickness. But I went to a doctor and they gave me an inhaler, and then I started keeping it with me because I thought, oh, I'm so weak. My lungs are so weak. I'm so unhealthy. But the truth is I was perfectly healthy, and my mind blocked it. And my mind blocked me from letting myself actually live my life and enjoy my life. And that is it took me so many years to break the pattern and to change the dynamic within myself of what I say to myself and how I treat myself. And then from there, I did find amazing people in the healing avenues, but I had found them before too. I kept thinking that my healing rests in the hands of somebody else, and that's not necessarily true. Now, a lot of times you do find these amazing people like Dr. Ryan. Wow. If I had a concussion, I would go running to him. If my child were still having some of the autism issues that she used to have, I would be going to him to see if there's other things that I need to be doing, and I might still, because I think it's important to stay on top of the brain health, because when you're talking about the brain, it's a whole different game. We only use 10% of our brain as it is, so it's such an untapped treasure that we don't really know how to tap into. But your body can heal itself, and we can heal ourselves, and we can heal our thoughts, and you are actually allowed to be happy, and you're allowed to live a good life. And it can happen right now today. So today I want you to think about what you would be doing if something's holding you back, and what is it that's holding you back, and how can we change the conversation? How can we change that conversation for you and for all of us so that you can be your best self? Because I got to tell you, this planet needs you. You are a valuable part of this world, and we want you to stay. We want you in it, and you are meant to be in it. And I think sometimes we get lost and we feel like nobody really needs us, or what we have to say doesn't really matter. But that's it's a tricky little lie that you're telling yourself, and there's just no need for it. And I think it's really important that you cut those thoughts and that you change the dynamic in your own mind. So I hope you guys do that today. I really enjoyed this show. I hope you did as well. I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Thanks for listening to All About Healing, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks.